Hi, welcome to Inside the Scary Mind of a Writer, and I'm Adina Lev, the writer. I was recently complaining to a friend of mine that I need to find better ways of getting exposure for my stories, my books, my novels. Novels, who would have thought? And she suggested I try blogging. She'd seen an article where a lot of writers are blogging. So I started watching videos on blogging, reading articles on blogging, reading blogs, and it occurred to me that the vast majority of these were just diaries. And I stopped writing in my diary when I was 10 after my sister tried to blackmail me with long story there. But anyhow, I thought back and I realized once a week I tune into Jenna Marbles. My daughter got me started on Jenna Marbles. I love Jenna Marbles. Respect Jenna. She makes it look fun and it's different. And I said, I can do this. I probably can do this. So, this is my first stab at vlogging. Why did I want to become a writer? I've had that question so many times. And the honest truth is, I was tired of being let down. You know what I mean? You pick up a book, you look at the back cover. Oh, this sounds great. Read the front flip. Oh, this sounds like an adventure. And you start reading it, and by page 2, chapter 2, you're asking yourself, how the hell did this crap get published? And you're throwing it in the giveaway pile so that it can go to the local GCF. And I decided I wanted to write books that I would like to read. I was tired of the disappointments. So I sat down and I wrote a book and I liked it and it was fun. And I decided that's what I want to do with my life. I want to be a writer. When you first say it out loud, it sounds so pretentious. Yes, I'm a writer. No, I'm a writer. And it wasn't until I got my very first royalty check, pump the brakes, that first royalty check was $1.35, that I realized this could be the start of something great. This is my third career. I started out and I'm a Navy veteran. Then I became an EMT and a corrections officer. And now I'm a writer. Life begins at 50, I guess. Well, maybe a few years before that. Where do I get my ideas? That is the scary part. So many people tell me when I come up with, hey, did you see that? What do you think of this? They just look at me, shake their head, and say, oh, God, you're scary. I get my ideas from a flash in the pan. I'll be driving down the street, look inside somebody's house, say, oh, I wonder what's going on in there, and concoct a whole story out of just the lady holding up a frying pan. What is she doing? Is she whacking somebody? Is she chasing a dog? What's going on? So I create all these stories from nothing, from an insane little moment of something you see on the side of the road. My current book, or actually my latest book, is Indian Law. See the picture? North Carolina. Love North Carolina. It takes place in Cherokee, North Carolina. What prompted the story, I'll tell you more about the story in a minute. What prompted the story was that I read an article out of Minnesota that hunters, non-reservation residents, usually white guys, sorry, white people, will go onto these reservations under the idea of hunting. And what they're doing is these men will go into a house of a Native American living on the reservation, rape the woman or sexually assault her, and leave like nobody's business. Nothing happened. Yeah, I went and got scored a 12-point buck, hit off this woman, yeah, gave her something her husband ain't giving her, and left. And the tragedy is 3 out of 5 Native American women will be sexually assaulted or raped, 2 different things, in their lifetime. Get that? 3 out of 5. That's freaking scary. The only person or entity that can prosecute rape or any kind of crimes on a reservation is the federal government. And the federal government also has to go with RICO cases, murder, drug manufacture, drug sales. They have so many things to deal with that sexual assault takes the bottom of the barrel when it comes to things they're choosing to prosecute. In my book, Indian Law, it's set here in modern time in Cherokee, North Carolina. And this she's a tribal historian at Silla Gormley. Her daughter is raped by a non-resident, non-native person. And so the tribal police hand an airtight case to the prosecutors. They have DNA, they have tape, they have video, they have witness statements. And the federal government doesn't have the time or the money or the resources to prosecute this man, so he gets away with it. And Celia Gormley, the heroine in the story, the main character, she is the tribal historian, so she knows all the ratified treaties that are still in effect, and she takes a line out of one of the treaties that says, when white man's law fails, Cherokee law will prevail. Little segue, the Cherokee, before the white people came here, lived in houses. They had their own social structure, they had their own government structure, including laws and punishment for when those laws are broken. So she takes that one obscure line and runs with it and exacts Cherokee justice on this man. Later on, the man is found dead and she's charged with his murder. So now, of course, the federal government is like, we're going to get you, you kill somebody. It is up to her and her attorney to not only prove her innocence, but try to find the person who actually did kill this man. It's a wild ride from start to finish. It really is. There is so much research on everything that goes into one of my books. There's nothing I hate more than reading a book and finding a very obvious faux pas that the writer did not do his research. I will throw that bullshit flag in a heartbeat, lose all credibility, and not lose all credibility on the writer's knowledge and not enjoy the rest of the book. So I never want anybody who reads my books to find that saying, oh gosh, she didn't know that you can't do that. If it's in the book, I researched the hell out of it. That's my latest book, Indian Law. I have to show you the cover again because I do love the cover. That's my latest book. My current book is My Family Means Everything. And that is based in New Jersey. And the idea behind that book came when I was passing by a storage unit and saw some people moving their furniture in and refrigerator. And I thought to myself, wow, it's temperature controlled, it has electricity. You could live in that place for $1 a month. Figure it. And I ran with the story from there. And it just blew up to something huge. And I'm sure that's the book that got me on a bunch of watch lists. Was when you Google how to build a pipe bomb, how hot does magnesium burn, and at what temperature is the human body reduced to ash, raises some red flags somewhere. By the way, the human body turns to ash at about 1300 degrees. Magnesium burns about 3000 degrees, and it is insanely easy to make pipe bombs. Scary, insanely easy. So what do I hope to achieve with this vlog? I want people to see the process for writing. You don't just sit down and like, once upon a time in a dark, scary night. There's so much more that goes into it. How I approach different ideas and how I develop characters. Because that was always a question I asked other people. How did you make this lady do this and this guy do that? And you get to see the evolution of characters. That's also a reason I keep all my other books up on Amazon, so you can see my evolution as a writer. That's a big thing because when you start out, Danielle Steele, her first book that I ever read was The Promise. It was a little book. It later made into a movie, but it showed me the progression of her as a writer when you start reading her other stories. So I keep them up there just to remind me where I came from. Oh, so many different things to talk about. But I'm going to cut it here because you've given me nearly 10 minutes of your time, and I do appreciate it. If you found this amusing, intriguing, please share this video. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Put in there what you would like to talk about. Also, in the description, I'm going to put a link so that if you do want to read all of Indian Law, maybe it sparked something in you, you can actually download it or buy it. There's a thought. It's extremely expensive. Download it. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see y'all next week, I hope. And Adina Lev, writer, and this is my page, inside the scary mind of a writer.